Say hi.
Hi.
It's April 1st, future me, and it's the spring break now for the kids. So as we drive them to various places to play with friends, I also have to take care of those little puppy dogs, my cutie pies. I call them puppy dogs because of the animation on Disney Plus, Bingo and Rolly. They love when they were little. They love them. Not so much now, but um, so yesterday was Easter Sunday, and we had only sacrament meeting. And I've been recently like trying to focus really hard on what Easter stands for, and regardless of all those eggy hunts and bunnies and all that, it's not really what it is all about. And so it made me reflect on, like, because I meet a lot of people and talk to a lot of people at school and people who take care of the twins while I'm at school, and I'm just really amazed of and it's in the scriptures as well about. So if I have to call this video with a title, today's title would be look at them cutie pies, my Spider-Man. It would be called the motive behind everything. So what was the motive of the Savior to let people and the Roman soldiers torture him so much, and the Jewish Sadducees and Pharisees to hang him? What was the motive? I think we all know the answer to that one. But as a mom, what is my motive? To bring those two to the park because I want them to exercise and move their bodies, and because I want them to have healthy body and mind. Do I want to be outside in the cold right now? Not really, no. But I know nature does good to them. Their mobility, their muscles, functions and tonus, and is fresh air good for them? Yeah, it is. It's good for all of us. And so sometimes we do things that we do not like, but we do it regardless of what our body and our mind likes or wants to do, because it's better for the other person. And I'm pretty sure nobody wants to go through torture and death for mankind, but there was one who was willing to, and that was the Savior, Jesus Christ. And there are lots of people who are helping me take care of my twins while I'm pursuing my education. Are they like thrilled? Maybe sometimes they're not. Maybe, I don't know. They love the twins in general, but they want to help me by taking care of them so that I can gain my education and have a job position and be self-sustainable. And so the motivation behind every our action or words or how we carry ourselves is very important. And that, just thinking about that made me think of, are you touching the snow? Okay. He found a snowball. You found snow? Let me see. Wow! What's in your hand? Is it cold? Oh yeah, no. It is cold. Okay, I'm not gonna touch it. It made me think of, brought me back to an instance in my life where it shows about a lot about motivation, the motive behind some certain actions. And while my motives were to keep staying in a country I don't like or fit in because of various reasons, circumstances, people, culture, and whatever, like how I was brought up, like I stayed for the sake of my kids. But there was a time where I don't know if I talked about that in other videos, but yeah, it's wet. Your bum is gonna be wet, huh? It's okay. It's okay. Wow, snow. It was when in 2017, me and my kids traveled to my country by ourselves. They were my oldest was first grade, and then the other two were still in the daycare last year and second to last year, so they were like pretty small. I remember we brought the homework manual workbooks of my oldest, and we did math and everything every day faithfully in the morning, and then we played hard and went places in the afternoons with grandma and grandpa in Bulgaria. And after I came back, how I traveled with those three little people and suitcases, international airports, that's I'm not going to even go there. I'm not going to go even there. All I was suggested to do was to and I was given actually 4 leash for the dog, 4 of them from the dollar shop or the Hakuin shop, and so that I can leash them around me, and I use one for me to put around myself and leash the kids or their backpacks or whatever around me. I never use those, but anyways, I'm not gonna even go there. That's different topic, different story. But when we came back, that was a whole August we stayed there. When we came back to Japan with the kids, and so that's August, September, October. In November I miscarried, and I had no idea that I was pregnant. I started going to school and work at schools, and I was still playing dodgeball outside with the kids, racing around, playing tag. Had no idea I was pregnant. And so that fact alone, I understood why later why my modes were really up and down. Like I would be really easily emotionally like ups and downs, and so that's typical for every pregnancy. Your body is starting to adjust to prepare to care for another human being inside of you. And I noticed like my pants were getting tight, but I was like, maybe I have to lose weight because I stayed for a whole month in Bulgaria, ate good food, and maybe I gained a lot. And so 3 months later, the baby didn't make it because of there is a lot of reasons why. Probably it was just not meant to heavily intervention or whatever it was, but it was one of the hardest things I actually experienced besides the C-section recovery from the twins. But I remember in those months while I was pregnant with that baby that I didn't know about. When I was pregnant with that baby, I had really, really nasty fights with the guy I was married to. And I remember one time he was I guess I remember I was furious. That's a good rhythm. And wow, you guys are making sounds. I can hear different sounds. But I remember I was on this huge bed with huge mattress that we had, and that mattress, by the way, was the same body with the kids, so that we can save him for putting in or collecting for trash or whatever. And I remember being on that bed and I was just shaking, like my whole body was shaking because I couldn't handle, like the stress was so I couldn't handle. And I think that's some of the one of the reasons that the baby didn't make it, because I was just, and like there was like an emotional turmoil inside, and it was just very nasty. I don't remember details anymore. I just remember it was very nasty. And he was like hissing at me like, that's fine. I know you liked it back in Bulgaria where your parents are and blah blah blah. Basically I was down. I think I was down because I was back to that reality that I didn't want to go back to. And I just wanted to stay home. It was just feeling really good to be home. And my kids picked up the language fast. Yamato could make a sentence after a month in Bulgaria. And it's something that, you know, and believe it or not, that was the only time I could go with my kids. And the whole time being of Japan, my parents saw the 3 boys when they were very little. Now Yamato is almost 14, my oldest. He was first grader then, now he's 7th grader. And my parents never met the twins too, alive. Like they just see pictures in social media and whatever. But he was hissing at me and saying, fine, I'll let you go. You can go back to your country and you can take the boys with you. And then he just stops and then he says, actually, and he was like, I'm gonna miss them, like with shaky voice and whatever. And then he says, well, actually, I'm gonna fight for them. And so that was like a threat, you know, like you leave, but you can't live without them. So I cannot go anywhere without my kids. I cannot go anywhere without my kids. I'm not abandoning my kids and leaving them behind so I can live in peace in the place I want to be. That's not how it works for me. I'm a mother and that's a responsibility. That's, you know, it's a calling in life. Like I cannot just leave my kids so I can feel better somewhere else. And so because that was a threat and I stayed. Whether I liked it or not, I stayed. And then I had a miscarriage, and maybe it was for the better, because at that point, with that said, I was like, okay. He basically told me I can pack up my bags and take the boys and go, but then he thought about it and he's like, I'm gonna fight for them, for custody. And so here's the reason why now. The motive behind it comes to me now. Oh my gosh, it was an eye-opener when I just thought about it yesterday. Wow, you guys are doing good. Wow. They're busy. Back then, 2017, we were just, I just had started teaching English in elementary schools, so it was pretty good paid. I don't know if I made more than him or if we made equally, but he was just teaching at home in the evenings and afternoons. We were teaching upstairs in the 2 rooms that we converted into classrooms. So we're living downstairs and the students would go upstairs, and our bathrooms were public bathrooms. It was just joy to clean those. But anyways, I think he didn't have a clear vision of the future back then. He didn't feel probably very certain as to what to do in life. He did have his PhD already, I believe that, because they were much smaller when he was doing his PhD in England. So what I'm thinking is he was in transition time and then like trying to find something concrete to do, right? And have, I don't know what I don't really know because I'm not in his head, and he never really shared. I'm pretty sure his parents knew better what his vision was, but not me. So like going forward,
every slide is simple.
I know, baby, because it's slightly raining, huh? My oldest turned 12, and in 2022, 2020. So he turns 12. I think it was June. And a few days later, after his birthday, we talk. After the enlightenment he had to try fix things in his family, fix something that was already past and gone. But like there's only so much you can do with the person that sent you home once, hissed you once when you were with your newborn third baby that he doesn't love you, and apologizing the next day. But like, and you do forgive, and you do forgive, and you do forgive, and you think that people can change, and you think that, you know, there is hope, but then there isn't. And so when there is no nothing, and then here's the thing. In 2021, he ships this Vietnamese from Hong Kong to be his employee with his mom. Like the three of them were like, oh, best friends, the best tandem in business in Japan. And I think then and there, when he already had a clear vision and everything was set up for him, like when he had his school built, his mom right next door, he just built a school in front of his mom's house. He had this just freshly divorced younger lady, you know, Asian, fairly Asian, like, you know, it's not like somebody European with their moods. I think he already had created his reality that he liked better, and that's when we talk after Yamato's birthday, and he says, I'm sorry for everything, I'm so sorry for everything, and I'll let you go, like you can go with the kids. And there was no I'll fight for them anymore, because the motivation behind was like he already has everything that he wants. He's this entrepreneur opening his own business, his own school honor in English after school program and everything. Like he was stepping on his own pride and education that he gained, and he surrounded himself with the people that he likes now. And we were always on the background, we're always doing our own thing, and he was doing his own thing. And then he already has found like a replacement for a wife and like all that stuff. So now the motivation is like, I'm not gonna fight for custody anymore, I'm gonna just let go, because I have. So it's just very interesting to me how people can be so, they can change in a way because of their circumstances and their needs and met, and their wishes and wants taken care of. And it was just another eye opener I had, and it made complete sense now. It took me a while, it took me a year to realize that, but you know what, we are doing great, and we're just doing great here. And the fact that we're here is a pure miracle. Lots of people have been put on our way to help and support, and continuously. And
it's almost folding.
I don't think he ever expected I'm gonna actually leave with 5 kids and go to the States and live there, like survive there, like make it there, you know, like even the traveling part. I mean, he told me that he thought that I would just go where my sister is in Tokyo area and just be there with my kids. I would never be able to make it with the child support that he pays there in the big city, even if I worked. So just renting a small place, and me going to school, and the kids going to school in their uniforms or whatever, and I don't think we would be able. And then when he said that, I was like, what makes you think that What makes you think that I want to be in your country? Like ever again? So yeah,
I think we have to change
it's interesting. It's really interesting how people's actions are greatly motivated by at the moment in their life. And I think when we're aligning our desires and wishes and like with good intentions, having good intentions, and having the Lord being on our side, I think that's when we feel successful the most. And it doesn't mean that it's very pleasant and wonderful for us on daily basis, but I also believe the Lord places in places. It is slippery, baby, because it's getting wet. Wet. Oh, I see your pants are wet. It's okay, we'll change. But yeah, I'm living and learning every day. You're getting wetter and wetter. Oh my goodness, you're racing.
Can I make it up?
It's yeah, I'll help you. Up. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, it's wet, Kaipi. We gotta go. It's rainy. It's this thing that is either raining or snowing or snowing wet or it's wet snow or whatever. But it's really cold, so I'm gonna go and get the babies back inside. I have to study a lot. I have to prepare lesson plans for teaching those still coming weeks ahead of me, and it's cold, so we're gonna go now. But future me, remember, if your motives are pure, good, with good intentions to help others, you always will be blessed. Like the Lord cannot restrain his blessings from you if you keep your side of the rope. So I know that to be true. Bye.